These Kstyle moves are used by the best players in every game, but somehow they've never been taught in the past 13 years on YouTube, until today. This is modern Kstyle. You won't be able to do these moves on default controls. This is not a keybind guide, but my setup is on screen so you can follow the inputs. Shimmershot. This is the foundational move of modern Kstyle. To do it, your first dash key is pressed before the shot, then the rest of the inputs are hit almost simultaneously. The final input is your second dash key, which executes the dash. You must master this. It's the base for most of the moves that follow, and even on its own, it's a powerful finisher to add on to almost any move you already know. Now that we know Shimmershot, let's explain the core concept behind many of the moves it unlocks. In a single jump, you can dash, slash, and then dash again. That second dash, the silent dash, comes with a limitation. It locks you out of certain actions, most importantly, weapon swapping, until the slash animation finishes. The same limitation applies to a gun dash. To see it, try drawing your sword as soon as possible after shooting. A slash shot takes about 300 milliseconds, but a half step, which includes that gun dash, takes roughly 450 milliseconds. That extra 150 milliseconds is what we'll call the weapon swap lockout. Avoiding that 150 millisecond weapon swap lockout is the foundation of modern Kstyle. Almost every advanced technique that follows, from late dash to double shot, is built around skipping or manipulating that lockout window. Late dash half step. If you perform a shimmer shot immediately after a slash shot, you'll trigger a late dash, a quick, silent dash that still shows the dash lines. Why is this good? It skips the 150 millisecond weapon swap lockout that normally slows down a half step. The result is similar in feel, but about 33% faster. Late dash gear tap. By using a late dash, you skip the same 150 millisecond weapon swap lockout as before, making your follow-ups come faster. In some cases, this replaces a regular gear tap. It's also a prerequisite for the next move. Double half step. This move shows why the late dash is so important. In this move, you interrupt the late dash with a regular dash, allowing you to combo the late dash gear tap into another move immediately back to back. There's room for time loss in this move, so don't do the rising slash so early that you're getting ground slashes by mistake. Late dash wall post. This is the modern wall post, and it contains a lot of elements used in future moves, so I recommend devoting a lot of time to mastering this. Switch dash or shimmer. By dashing while drawing your sword, you shave about 15% off your dash animation time. This means you can dash again sooner. It is often used when dashing over objects or when chaining ground dashes. Grounded double half step. This one's tricky, but extremely rewarding. Think of it like a late dash half step performed with alternative timings. Start learning by doing the move at the apex of your jump, and delay the slash so it happens as close to the ground as possible. If your slash doesn't go off, you're too low. Aerial slashes have a height requirement. After shooting, delay your late dash until the last possible moment. This will give you the height you need to chain the move. A common trick is to do this on small ledges. The air gap below you gives you extra room to slash lower, making the timing much easier. This move isn't essential, but if you master it, you'll be nearly untouchable on the ground. Everything up to this point has built your movement and evasive skill set. Now we're shifting to moves designed to maximize your damage output. We begin easy with the classic wall post reload shot. It's simple, consistent, and effective. If you want to gain height while dealing maximum damage, this is the move. The next 7 moves are all variations of one technique. Double shot. The goal is simple, to fire at maximum speed by avoiding the 150 millisecond weapon swap lockout that normally happens during a gun dash like in a half step. First, the double shot walking variation. If your keybinds are good, this one's easy. It's just 2 moves you already know into a counter strafe walk. Second, the double shot half step variation, or simply double shot. This is where things get real. We introduce a new mechanic, the late gun dash. Instead of dashing after switching back to your sword, like in a regular late dash, you swap to your other gun before gun dashing. It still skips the 150 millisecond lockout, and the timing between the two shots becomes identical to a reload shot. Listen closely to the shortened gap between shots compared to the old tech. Third, the double shot wall post variation. It's the same as double shot, but off of a wall. Fourth, the double shot gear tap variation. Normally, a gear tap includes that same 150 millisecond lockout. Using a late gun dash skips it, letting you sneak in a gear tap without slowing down your damage cycle. Fifth, the double shot tumble variation. This one's situational. If you've delayed your first shot too long to use a late gun dash, you can use a late tumble instead. While tumbles are often mistakes, in this case it's intentional. Tumbles are fine to use, as long as you're going behind cover before your opponent can take an easy shot on you. Late tumble can also let you get off one final quick shot in situations where no other move could. Sixth, the double shot middle jump variation. In this one, you jump between the two shots instead of after them. It's arguably more evasive and results in an aerial position instead of a grounded position. Seventh, PPQ plus or the double shot half step variation. This move is a major power spike. The original version, just called PPQ, has been around forever, but PPQ Plus uses a late gun dash to make it much stronger. You get maximum damage output plus great evasion. Some players still call it just PPQ, but PPQ Plus distinguishes the modern optimized version. If you master this, it becomes one of your strongest offensive tools. Now that we've covered all the late gun dash variations, there's one more version of these that's worth mentioning, the sword dash versions. Double shot sword dash versions. A regular late dash lets you swap weapons afterwards, so all double shot variations can also be done by switching to your gun right after a normal late dash. The main benefit is a small boost to your movement speed, but this costs a bit of time as there's actually still a weapon swap lockout after a late dash. These sword dash variations are usually only worth intentionally doing with slower shotguns around 1000 delay. Still, it's good to know as it lets you recover from a normal late dash and turn it into a double shot if you decide you want to shoot again mid-movement. Before moving on to defensive options, I quickly wanted to cover one more move that's still important, even though it doesn't utilize any kind of late dash. I'll call it double shot B-hop. It's a simple move, but it's important because it moves you the maximum distance possible while shooting twice, and ends in an aerial position which gives you many different possible options to follow it up with. Next, we'll introduce new concepts that enhance your survivability by deepening your understanding of defensive options. Let's start with something unique. Blink. Before doing these moves, there are several things you need to understand. First, blink is not a specific move or combo. It is a specific type of silent dash performed right before the peak of your jump. This dash has no weapon swap lockout at all, so you can immediately cancel it with whatever you want. Accessing this type of dash, called a blink, can be difficult, so let's begin with some simple variations, even if they're really hard to execute. Just listen for now. Don't try these until I've explained them. Raw blink. This is a very difficult blink, performed simply by very precisely timing your dash. If your game is running slow, like it would be if your frame rate is too high or too low, then this move can be impossible. This is because blink is caused by dashing after your rising jump animation has completed. If your game is running too slow, then your rising jump animation won't finish before being replaced by the falling animation. The goal is to dash in that tiny gap of time. Raw yo-yo. This is the exact same mechanic and inputs as raw blink, but this time while holding your gun. The important distinction here is that each gender and weapon type combination has its own rising jump animation. In the original game, the female shotgun jump animation was longer. Now we have a shorter shotgun jump animation, which allows us to perform blinks and yo-yos. The word raw here means the blink is performed without any weapon swaps. Now this is how we make these moves more doable. Swapping your weapon speeds up your jump animation by around 20%. This massively increases the timing window to perform a blink, so most blinks are done by speeding up the jump animation with a weapon swap, or at least part of a weapon swap. There are many setups to perform a blink, and many ways to utilize it, so let's look at one important idea in a simple context then a complex combo. Shimmer blink. By swapping right before jumping and performing a shimmer shot right before the peak of your jump, you can cause the dash in a shimmer shot to become a blink. This blink gives you complete freedom on what to do next. You might hear this move referred to as reload shot, yo-yo late dash, or something different, but whatever you call it, it's a variation on the blink mechanic. Double shot blink. This version of double shot takes the middle jump variation and adds a shimmer shot that becomes a blink. This opens up evasive follow-ups like reversing direction or chaining other movement after the blink. With blink and its main branches established, let's move on to other defensive tools that stack as much avoidability into your movement as possible. Double audible dash. Think of this move as the double dash variation of your earlier wall post reload shot. Technically, it's just a shimmer shot, but the rhythm makes it easier to think of as two audible dashes. The trick? Dash on frame 1 of your sword draw, then dash again right before the slash is ready. You're squeezing 2 dashes into one aerial movement window without losing time. Half step wall post double dash. Now we combine the double audible dash concept with a half step. This gives you 3 dashes per wall post instead of 2, while only adding 150 milliseconds of extra time. Off-axis dash. We only get 4 dash directions, but with this move we can rotate those directions by flicking our camera slightly to the side. This gives you more dash angles, custom dash distances, and better protection from side shots. If someone moves to your side and you're always using the same left and right dashes, then you're an easy target. Off-axis dashes can help with that. Off-axis wall climb. You're probably already doing this, but let's break it down. Every wall has a dead zone angle where you can't wall climb. To get a wall climb from these spots, you must flick your camera to 90 degrees perpendicular to the wall or to parallel with the wall. You may also need to flick up or down if your vertical angle is too steep. Off-axis wall climbs give you 2 vectors of movement to play with, meaning more movement mix-ups, evasion, and control. Dash break. Think of this as a super fast half step. The idea is simple, to bait a shot. Because late dash is so strong, people often shoot as soon as they see a dash start, expecting you to finish it before dashing again. With dash break, you just barely begin dashing one way, then instantly break your momentum with a gun dash the other way. It's great offensively too. The longer pause after the gun dash gives you more time to aim, and since you're moving less while firing, your accuracy goes up. Dash break is slower than some other moves, but the movement mix-up and improved accuracy make it a solid tool in high-level play. Late wall post. Normally you jump off the wall as soon as you can, but here you delay the jump until just before you shoot. Why? It keeps your vertical position stable, makes your shot easier to aim, and makes you harder to hit. It's not a replacement for a standard wall post, but it's often better in many situations. Quick block. This is a high-speed block, triple butterfly speed or faster. There are many ways to use it. For example, you can do a rising quick block to get to the peak of your jump. However, the most powerful concept here is that you can block frame 1 of your sword draw animation, and the quick block is shorter than your sword draw animation. This means that if performed perfectly, you can block without losing any time. Here is slash shot, and here is slash shot quick block. You can also just hold the block, which is useful when you need to get away while minimizing incoming damage. Block rush. This is like a rising quick block, but you add a dash before it, which allows you to reverse your momentum instantly. For example, look at this combo of half step into Shimmershot into block rush. Now let's explore the hidden side of modern Kstyle. The rare, the underused, and the overlooked moves that range from highly effective to nearly forgotten. Tumble shot. There are some places and pieces of cover where rolling forward lets you shoot through a wall you normally couldn't. The key here is to aim at your target, as if your crosshair is on the wall or cover still, your bullets will shoot backwards or sideways and collide with the object as normal instead of going through it. Propel. Propel is all about skipping the slow startup of a wall run. Dash almost straight, then flick your mouse into the wall run angle. This move is highly useful as it brings you straight into the high-speed jump-off phase, skipping the vulnerable startup. Try comboing Propel into a static butterfly for a safe neutral reset, or follow up with a late dash gear tap or double shot gear tap if you need to stay aggressive. There's also an aerial Propel at the aerial wall run angle. Slow DBF is a carefully timed double butterfly that chains sword stuns back to back. Done right, it locks your target in place, taking away their ability to move freely. They can block or shoot back, but the surprise often gives you the upper hand, or buys time for your teammates to land free shots, as long as your body isn't blocking their aim. A climb block is simple. Block right after a wall climb. You can do it from a normal wall climb or a flash step wall climb. Buffered BF wall climb. This is a similar idea. Butterfly into the wall, then press jump. This buffers the wall kick perfectly, so all you have to do next is another static butterfly at your usual butterfly timing. It's an easy, consistent way to block while approaching a wall and again after climbing it. Velo Stop is a counter-strafed bunny hop that kills your momentum on purpose. It's mainly a mix-up tool to throw off your opponent's aim, but it's niche. In most cases, staying fast is stronger than stopping. Velo Jump is a burst of momentum you can get by bunny hopping in a different direction. Try doing it perpendicular to your movement for the greatest velocity mix-up. Anytime you buffer a jump, you can change your direction with a Velo Jump. J-Tap is another niche move you might throw in as a mix-up. It's rarely used because it's tricky to pull off and it gets slowed down by the 150 millisecond weapon swap lockout. To do it, you buffer a jump out of a dash, hit your first dash key press, then time a slash, a weapon switch, and your second dash key press. It looks odd, but basically it's just a gear tap that uses your gun dash right away, but since it's slower than other options, most players skip it. Silent Walk is performed by rapidly swapping between your guns. This silences your footsteps, letting you move short distances without giving away your position. It's less committal than other silent movement tricks, and is great for sneaking up or repositioning. These moves can be mixed and matched in endless ways. This guide focuses on the individual techniques, but here are a few simple combos to try. A basic modern aerial peek could be a wall post half step into a Shimmershot. On the ground, try a late dash gear tap, double shot, then Shimmershot. Keep in mind, enemies catch on fast if you repeat the same sequences. Always change up your angles, positioning, and move choices to stay unpredictable. If you found this guide useful, subscribe for more guns tips.
Hey!